So, welcome to the podcast, folks. As you can tell, it's just Colin and the Mad Dog tonight. No Esteban.
There is a slim chance he pops on.
We do have good news. Colin is now a Twitch affiliate. Way to go! Way to go! Cheers!
Which means, yeah, I can run ads. Yeah, so I don't know how, like, obviously with YouTube it's super slow if you're not getting like a shit ton of views, but I mean I hit that on YouTube like 8 months ago or something like that. So that is slow growth, but Twitch, I don't know, we'll see. But people could theoretically subscribe to my channel, which I don't see anybody really doing, but you know, who knows. I've got a little bit of a following, but I don't know. I guess they just like our chemistry together with the three of us. So I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're touching tips. We're touching tips. Okay, so
you and me, and here's Steven.
It's they call it, what is it? It's the devil's three-way, but in this case it's the Triceratops three-way.
Oh my God, we're gonna burn in hell probably.
Anyway, we're not gay. We're all married to women. So the I did not change my sign behind me. This is last podcast sign. So apologies there. Well, for me, it's right here. I don't know. You're pointing like on my screen. I don't know. We'll see how it looks, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, so today's topic is a bunch of just little random gaming facts. Jesus, that it was. Oh, you know what it was? It was because I was like, why is Matt sending me a bunch of shit at 2:48 in the morning on Thursday? But it was after gaming on Wednesday, so you were just like getting ready to go to bed.
Yes,
and,
okay. I was laying there and just going through my Instagram, and one of the pages on Instagram that I follow is Uber Facts, because I love little tidbits, little factoids, stuff like that. It all just sticks in here, right? And I'll recite it 7 years from now. And I think the Instagram account, this Uber Facts, it's just a guy that just does the research and throws little animations and things up there, and he has a pretty strong following or whatever. But I think we should give him the credit for these are the things, you know, that he put on his website as far as the Uber Facts about video games.
Yeah, and I found them interesting. I looked up and kind of searched a couple of them, so I'm going to go ahead and share. You should be able to see this now. So this was the first one, and I was kind of surprised by that first stat. Uh-oh.
No, I was just trying to move your thing over so I could read. Sorry.
Okay. And I can read it out loud. I'm going to read it out loud in case anybody's just listening and not watching. So the first fact is 33% of video game players in the United States are adult women. So 1 out of every 3rd gamer is an 18-year-old woman or above. I feel like that fact is not true, but I looked up something else. So, and then the bottom part of this is only 17% of gamers are males under the age of 18, which I think is fairly close.
Okay.
So I'm like, go ahead. I'm going to pull this stat up.
Can I interject? So sometimes these facts are, I wouldn't say they're 100% facts, but they're based on, they're almost like Uber correctness or something, because they did a whole one like this on Disney, so I started Googling some of this stuff and researching it like you'd said, right? And now who did this research, right? How long ago was it? Who was their demographic, or who did they interview?
Yeah, who are they surveying?
and
I
when
mean, they could go out and survey like 5,000 women and like 1,000 dudes, and this stat will turn out like this.
yeah, and then it says video game players, right? So does this count the broads that are sitting on their phone playing Candy Crush or that
Yeah,
stupid Kardashians game? You know what I'm saying?
that's true. That's true.
So
You're probably right. Like my wife plays a like a word game or whatever, like a
uh-huh.
Scrabble or whatever on her phone. Which
Yeah, and my
I
wife,
don't think she'd consider herself a gamer though.
correct, but if you notice the way it's worded is a game
Yeah.
play. It's not like gamers, like we consider ourselves gamers, where we play on a console or a PC. This is game players, so I think people like my wife that would play the Diner Dash, right, on her phone or on her tablet, she
Yeah.
may be a game player.
Yeah. So I looked this up. Um, so yeah, I thought, okay, 33%, that sounds very high. Who were they interviewing? Um, so okay. This is on statista.com. So again, they could have surveyed anybody. The rise, so let's see. So traditionally, let me just read this paragraph. Gaming has traditionally been seen as more of a male hobby, and this is reflected in the fact that on average, men spend more time both during the week and on weekends playing games on the computer. However, the rise of female gamers has been rapid over in recent years, with a 2019 figure estimating, get this, that 46% of all computer and video gamers in the United States are female. That sounds really false because
No,
there's 46%.
time out, time out. Here's what I'm gonna say, Colin, is I feel like a lot of people and like younger people, right? So this one is talking about adult women.
Right.
I feel like maybe the stat you have there is maybe like the 13, 14, 15-year-old girl who is attracted to a boy that likes to play video games. Guess what? Girls always tend to do those kind of things to try to relate to the boy, to make the boy interested so that they can have the conversation. Plus, I feel like a lot of times now these kids aren't going outside and playing like they once did, or the girls aren't getting together and being girls like they once did. So I
Mm-hmm.
think they're going online and being, you know, it's, I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the like a where they got the stuff. Is there a way I can see myself on this? Like you
Probably not on mobile.
center.
I can see. Yeah, I mean, you look fine.
I look great.
Yeah, you're looking very, very dapper today with that haircut.
Thanks. So you know what I'm saying? I can see like what is the age of that growth, the 46-year-old? Because I know
Right.
this. My brother who has one, you know, he's an adult kid now. He's 21, but he also has four daughters, probably ranging from the age of 10 to 7, right? Well, all three of them are online playing video games, whether it's Roblox or you know, they're doing the treasure hunt little things. I
Yeah.
mean, so I think I see the differences between those statistics you have and like this Uber facts, it's adult women, and then the fact that it's
Right.
game players, not necessarily gamers. You know, it's kind of in the wording and kind of who you're, the demographic who are you talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could get any statistic with people that I interview or I poll. Like, if you want me to get a statistic of 80% of Americans feel that cannibalism is a-okay, I bet I could get that poll done.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You just go to an area where you feel like cannibalism's all right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, I mean
So
it's like
yeah, that's it.
yeah,
Anybody who's like a big Jeffrey Dahmer fan, that's the only people I'm going to interview. And I'll get a crazy statistic, and I'll say I interviewed 1,000 people, and 80% said it's okay. All right,
yeah, like
we'll move on.
like I want to know if if God is real. So I just go pull people coming out of church on Sunday,
Yeah,
right? I think it's going to be pretty high.
yeah. 100% of people in America believe God is real.
If you pull them on
If
Sunday,
you
they're
pull
coming out of
Sunday
church.
churchgoers, yeah. I don't have to say that. I can say I interviewed 1,000 people, and all 1,000 said. Now, yeah, where did I pull them at? I'm not going to disclose that. Oh well. All right, so video games can help train your brain and make faster real life decisions. I mean, I feel like that feels obvious.
Correct. I think muscle memory, just I think I think a lot of times, like when you're playing games, like last week, our topic was about the single player games. I always feel like the um, first couple of video games that you played that were single player, and you were confused of which way to go. Well, if there's no one to fight, that's the wrong way. You always
Right.
go towards the people to fight, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, this seems real obvious, and like I don't know if I've noticed it just because it's like a natural thing, but uh, I play a lot of like first-person shooters between Call of Duties and Apex and things like that, where you have to react, you have to go, whether it be a slow reaction compared to these 12-year-olds, or as fast as you can possibly make it. But yeah, I think just naturally how fast you have to react, it just doesn't seem to be debatable in my opinion in this case.
Yeah, correct. That's a no-brainer.
Um, this I think I knew this ahead of time, but I didn't know the division here in this. So, with 155 million units sold, the PlayStation 2 is the best-selling video game console of all time, which I was aware of. In 2019, the PlayStation 4 became the second best-selling console with 102. Now, I looked that stat up from on Wikipedia, and that is no longer the case. So, well, and what's the best-selling console? Okay, do you consider like a Nintendo DS? Is that a console? A Game Boy, is that a console?
No. So I would say a PC is a PC, right? That would include a laptop, which is somewhat mobile, right?
Right.
But PC is a computer, right? A console is a big square unit that sits in your house underneath your TV. A like I consider a Game Boy, a DS, the Nintendo Switch, the
Right.
what was the short-lived Sony thing? I
The
remember my brother.
Sony, no, PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, and I think there was one before that. I remember my brother bought it. It was such a waste of money, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like, no, I do not consider those consoles. But
Okay.
the Wii, so like if it were if a Nintendo Wii is a console because that sits there underneath your television.
Okay, so if it's handheld, it's not a console to you.
Correct. To me.
So Wikipedia disagrees. So, but this fact does not. So basically, this says the best-selling console of all time is PlayStation 2, with the Nintendo DS behind it, very close, less than a million away, as a matter of fact. So, so there is that. Game Boy has 118 million. That's number 3. PlayStation 4 is at 110 million now. So that's at 1.2. Wikipedia's got it updated at 110 million. The original PlayStation is right behind that, 102 million, and then the Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Game Boy Advanced, PlayStation Portable. Is that what you were thinking? I don't remember the PlayStation Portable at all.
Yeah, I remember whatever my brother got. It was a very short-lived thing.
You think it was PlayStation?
Yeah, I'm almost certain it was PlayStation. It had these bumpers at the top. It was pretty hefty.
It's got to be the Vita, because I bought one for my son, and yeah, what year? 2011. So I probably bought it in like
No, it would have been
2012. It was way before that.
before this. Yeah. And I think my brother actually went to like the midnight release or some shit for this when he was in college. So this would have been like pre-2000 probably.
But when did the original PlayStation? 94. So PlayStation 2 came out in 2000. So you think it was a... Oh.
Well, maybe it would have been 2004 or stuff. I'll look it up later. So, but I'm telling you this: a Game Boy, a handheld Nintendo Switch, any of those handheld portable things are not consoles. Period.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, I guess I don't have an opinion either way. I'm fine if somebody wants to say they're a console or not. It doesn't matter, I guess. But the Xbox One is at 47 million sold, so it's only at half of what these are, which is pretty crazy. But PlayStation had the market for a long time before Xbox came along, so I think people just got used to the PlayStation. It's one of those things.
Is that something we should consider switching to on the next gen consoles?
I don't know. It seems like Microsoft is doing things better with this next one. I've been hearing a lot of good stuff. They're also pushing a lot more, like the Game Pass. Like that's kind of an exclusive thing, and the Game Pass is amazing. And I don't want to go off in any like console rampages, but that's something that PlayStation doesn't do. So you can pay just a couple bucks.
For another.
That's almost a whole podcast.
Well, we're not going to get through all 30 of these.
There's like 9. But so yeah, we'll move through here. Right. People who regularly play video games are more likely to be lucid dreamers, which I can understand that, and are less likely to have nightmares, which might depend on what type of game you're playing. But I don't know.
I think people that play video games in general are more imaginative. Yeah. Thus, maybe they have more lucid, like cool dreams, right? And I always feel like I don't have a lot of nightmares, and if I get into a scary situation in my dreams, I always feel like I start controlling the dream to make it not scary, and then I wake up. Like I don't have nightmares like people have nightmares. That's just me.
Yeah, I don't have very many nightmares. The only thing I have, and I know it's like, I think if you like look it up, it's like related to Satan or whatever, but I have dreams about snakes trying to bite me.
Well, it might just be a fear, and whatever's troubling in your life may be represented as a snake. Now, the thing too is if you go back to that where like the problem solving or whatever, or the fast problem solving from playing video games, I feel like sometimes that may help me manipulate my dreams so that if I am in a scary dream, I'm like, wait a minute, this is a dream, I'm not awake, I can control this, and I flip it. But it's that's like some kind of Matt Damon Inception bullshit, right? Like,
I feel like I do the same thing a lot. Like a good dream or a dream that's going bad, like I feel like I can't control it, and I don't know how many people can do that, but I've heard other people discuss, like, yeah, it's like I just changed the way that I want to do something in my dream. Like, I didn't know that many people did it. It's cool.
Yeah, I feel like I do that often, and what pisses me off is when I get woken up when I'm in the middle of a good dream, and then when I try to get back to sleep, I try to re-immerse myself in that dream, and then it turns out to be something different. Damn.
Yes.
So I can't control them 100%.
Yeah. In the 1980s, people were able to download video games from a radio broadcast by recording the sound onto a cassette tape and playing it on a computer. Now, I'm reading Ready Player One for the third time, maybe the fourth time. I am having like a flashback, like this was something that was discussed in Ready Player One. I can't remember.
All you have to do is go back to the Matthew Broderick filmography to the movie War Games, right? Yeah. Hello, Professor. Do you want to play a game? How about thermonuclear war? Beep, 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 beep. Right? So, yeah. So it's all zeros and ones, the coding, right? It's all sounds now, too. So, like, even when you're punching in your pin at the ATM, if you have an acute ear, you can kind of hear what number is being pushed and try to duplicate that. That's all the computer would do. So basically the computer, or you record it on the cassette tape and it's like beep 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 beep, right? So the computer's like 10001010010001110.
Yeah, downloads a video game for you.
Right?
So one of the and yeah, the sounds were like a legit thing. So and I knew you could do this ahead of time, but that's something else, and it's related to this, and that they mentioned actually in Ready Player One is one of the keys. And spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't read the book. If you've seen the movie, it's unrelated, but there's a thing with Captain Crunch that happened in the 1980s where they gave away the whistles in the toy box, where you could like hold down the bottom hole and blow into the whistle, and it would give you free long distance phone calls back in the 80s. So it was like whatever like that frequency was like registered with the phone, and you could dial for free.
Correct. Remember dial-up internet? Yeah. Right? Dial-up internet was just the tones. I mean, how many times when you got onto your little e-machine back in 91 or whenever it was, you're like, beep, 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 beep. That's the phone lines talking to each other, man.
That's what I had in high school.
This is 100%, I don't know who the hell would broadcast that. How do you make money? Oh, it was the game publishers, I guess, probably paid for the audio to have it broadcast. It's like an ad.
I mean, yeah, it's almost like, here, we'll give away a couple like real shitty games and let's see if they'll come and buy our real good games. It's a marketing ploy maybe. This seems very obvious. Playing video games can actually help you fight depression, according to a 2018 study published in Frontiers in Psychology. Any hobby you have can help you fight depression.
However, we do not recommend playing Call of Duty.
That seems. Somebody I was just talking. It was the same podcast I was listening to. It's like an Xbox podcast, and it's three dudes, and they sit around and chit chat about what's latest on the Xbox. And one of them was talking about Call of Duty, how after like some Call of Duty, like he totally gave it up. He's like, I love playing video games, but I would just rage so hard in Call of Duty. It's so frustrating to die. And all three of us, between me, you, and Steven, we've all had very bad moments in Call of Duty.
Yeah, pissed. Remember a couple weeks ago, I had my breaking point. I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And bam, I didn't rage quit. I didn't throw a controller against a television or anything. But that's what's crazy is like, at least I know that, hey, this is supposed to be enjoyable.
Right.
It's not enjoyable, I'm done with it, right? And like, I it's crazy, you know, you want to play a video game to relax and have a good time, but I think people that have really competitive natures, um, it is not you know, it can't fight depression, because
Right.
I have a cousin-in-law, right? My cousin, she's married to this guy. He will not allow himself to play video games because he's so competitive that he knows it takes him to a dark place.
And see, like, I used to be very, very, very competitive with video games, and I still am to some extent. I get ticked off, and it's more or less like the frustration I have now is like frustrated because
Me
like
being
I
bad at the game.
no, and like there's been times where I'm like, dude, Matt, you totally cost that, but I've cost more games than you have just by default. So it's like I can't get mad at anybody because like I've blown 100 games for us. We've all blown games. So I can't get too upset about it, but when I get frustrated, I'm like, damn it! It's like I should have won that. And like looking back, it's like hindsight's 2020. Just like looking back, like I made a stupid play, I made a stupid push, and but I've grown to learn that I'm not as good as I used to be. So like when I was in high school or whatever, playing with my friends, like nobody was beating me. Like we'd play Wayne Gretzky hockey, or I'd play friends in NCAA football. Like I
Oh, I
just
remember Colin.
I've never lost.
Colin, I remember, like, I don't know if it was the college football or if it was a Madden game, but I would always play the computer, right? And I would always, you know, do a franchise, and I would go undefeated, and I would kill these teams. Well, I remember one time you logged in with me. This was when we first started playing together online, and we played a game of football, and I was the computer and you were like, it was ridiculous. And after that, I really kind of lost my interest in playing that game, just because I'm like, oh my God, I'm not good at this game. Right? Like, I couldn't go online and play that game right now.
See, and in NCAA football, I've probably played a total of 15-ish games online. Back on like the Xbox 360 games, I don't think I ever lost one. And I have a couple like way back, like the beginning of my YouTube channel. A couple games are on there. Like I had uploaded a couple, but I don't think I ever lost a game. I know there was one I was losing that the other person ended up well ahead, ended up disconnecting. So like that was the only one that I think ended up counting as a loss. Anyway, moving on. Research has never found a link between people playing violent video games and mass shootings. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
I mean I've played violent video games since Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2. I mean in Contra, I was blowing people's heads off, since I was 9 or whatever. I don't know. My son's been doing it. Hey, guess what? I've never killed anybody.
Yeah.
I've never murdered an animal. I've never done any of this stuff that people are like freaked out about. So I don't think it has anything to do with the video games. I think it has to do with the parents being idiots.
Or mental health,
And
right?
mental health is so important. I
But
mean,
I think mental health has to do with parents, and has to do with parents recognizing maybe a child or a young person needs, you know, that
yeah,
help.
yep, for sure. Yeah, it has. Yeah, like I said, it's like I've never seen any link, and there might be like a couple, just because like they're high school boys and they shot up a school. I'm just thinking I'm just jumping like Columbine, just because it was like the original. But yeah, there's probably like, oh, well, they played a whole bunch of whatever game. It's like that's why they did it. It's like, well, that
Well, I think too, like
they also
remember,
probably smoke cigarettes. So can we
yeah,
we tie cigarettes? Like cigarettes cause mass shootings. No, like they
well,
wore
remember
black
they,
clothing.
I think also the Connecticut where the Sandy Hook, I
Yeah,
guess that kid was like dropping his mag and reloading before he was emptying stuff like you would do on a video game, which,
right.
again, he probably played some video games where they were first person shooters and he was reloading, and that's just a muscle memory or reflex that he had. I don't think that guy went and did that for that reason. I think he just
Well, he had known mental issues too, so that was a whole another thing. Like the Sandy Hook kid.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had known mental issues, so and there's no way. Obviously, now they're not going to be able to tie it back to anything, but and he could just been a very experienced shooter and just be like, okay, well, I want to, I need a full mag now.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
Or
So yeah, who
or
knows?
he just has a rhythm from shooting it saying, "Okay, I need to reload,"
Yep. Yeah, I don't feel, and this can be a very controversial topic for some people, I'm sure, but yeah, I don't feel like, I feel like honestly, like people who are very experienced with guns and experienced and know the damage that can be done are probably less likely to do these things.
Correct.
Yep, that's my gut. Playing video games can relieve stress and make you less violent. Interesting. As long as you're okay, so
Yeah.
maybe the Call of Duty aspect is as long as you're having fun while playing and not playing Call of Duty and rage quitting. So
Yeah.
that's a whole another thing. So yeah, I mean, most people don't realize that. And so I'm gonna see if I can find this meme and I'll insert it now. It's basically like a meme of like a little kid or something, like person gets on to play video games for fun, and then there's like a big bully or whatever, like shooting them in the face. It's like toxic experience players ruining the fun, something like that. I forget how it goes, but I'll see if I can find it and put it up here. But it's like, yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Like, yeah, we get on to have fun, and it's like, hey, we're doing pretty good. Let's win some games, and the competitiveness kicks in, and then we just get smoked 9 times out of 10. So
Yeah, and I think so. Stuff like, yeah, it's as long as you're having fun, right?
yeah,
Now, I feel like when it comes to Call of Duty, you're not having fun unless you're winning, right? Or,
yeah,
or at least, like winning is maybe not as important as just having a good game or going positive, right?
right,
So,
yeah.
so as a team, if your team loses, well, I had a great game. I went positive, so I'm having fun, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
you're
know,
right. Like I don't mind losing if I went positive. Like even if it was like an average game, and I would say I had like five kills and 4 deaths. I mean, I'm
yep,
okay with that. That's
yeah,
fine.
yep,
I mean,
yep.
I did my part. I did my part. I don't know what my teammates are doing, but I did what I could.
Yeah, and I think I have fun. For Call of Duty, I like to play a lot of domination. So I love getting a win. And even if I go 3 kills, but I have 9 captures and 17 deaths, but our team won. Well, guess
Yeah.
what? My 9 captures helped win that game, and I had fun.
Yeah, and that's why I like doing like the domination and things like that. Like I am not good at one-on-ones and team deathmatch like that. That's more like Steven stuff. Like
Yeah.
he's good at that stuff. Like mostly, even like if we're losing, like he'll have a game and you'll look and it's like, dude, Steven, you went 21-7, and he's like frustrated that we lost. It's like, meanwhile, you and I were like, yeah, I went 4-11 again.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like, I
I
don't
think
know,
like
not for
I'm
me.
I'm a very objective based, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like because that gives me a good strategy. Like, hey, you need to get 6 captures and you win, right? Well, my thing is I'm going to go for those 6 captures. And I don't care how many times I die trying to get those 6 captures. I'm going to
Yeah.
go. And I'm going to go. And I'm going to go. And I'm going to go, you know, and let the other people that like Steven that loves to have that positive KD, he can go for that. But that's me having fun, right? And
Right.
then like Steven at the end of the game, we win. He goes positive. I helped win because I captured a bunch of shit, and we're all happy. We all had a good time,
Yeah.
and we released some stress, right?
And I get half of the kills, a shit ton of deaths, and about half of the captures you did. And I'm
Yeah.
stuck at the bottom. Like, what the hell? Like, I don't know. I can't find the happy medium of pushing and camping and holding angles. Because I'll hold an angle for 17 minutes. I turn for a half a second and get shot in the head. It does not matter what I do. I'm like, okay, like this spot is not working. Nobody has come here. We're like the game is almost over, and I'll move and just get instant killed. It's like I don't know what to do.
You know, this is my biggest frustration in Apex is I think I'm getting better. I play more games, but when I shoot at people, I don't hit them as well as they hit me, and I just feel like it takes lots more bullets to even knock them down or whatever. Like, you know, I think in my mind, I can react to the game. If I knock him down, okay, move to the next guy, start shooting him. The guy that's knocked, someone will come in to help him or whatever. But I get frustrated because I don't know what the aiming parameters and stuff like that are. I mean, I sit in the same spot. I use the same controller, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we can go back and like mess with your, sensitivity and response curve and dead zones. There's all that stuff that you can play around with.
But I
So,
always think too, like, so back to this fact, right?
yeah,
The playing video games, usually Wednesday, Saturday nights, I play video games, I drink beer. I think the combination helps me relieve stress, whatever.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know like even on like Mondays and Tuesdays, like I'm already looking for like, oh, I'm a day or 2 days away from
Oh,
Wednesday.
yeah.
Yeah, and then like honestly, like the Wednesday to Saturday seems to move really fast.
Yep.
So, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, I'm really I definitely look forward to it, even if it's like a stressful night of gaming. Of like, man, we just got obliterated in whatever game we're playing. Like, I still look forward to it the next time. So
Yeah, I think it's a good routine, a good because you get to be with some friends, you know, even if we're not like together, right?
yep,
You know, you're online chit chatting, you talk about your life and shit that's happening. And if you want to vent about work or vent about life in general, guess what? There's people on the other side of the mic listening, you
yeah,
know, they give you some insight or at least they just let you vent.
absolutely. All right, I think this is our last fact.
All right.
Yep, looks like it. So people who regularly play video games are faster learners and have more active brains than those who don't play at all, according to neuropsychologists at whatever university. So they're faster learners, probably just reaction stuff, right? I don't know. I mean, you're playing video games. You're trying to take in as much as you possibly can, as fast as you can. So I mean, that makes sense to me. And your brain, I would imagine like playing Apex, if like I would have like an MRI done of my brain while playing Apex, it would be going insane.
Yeah, like let's say you're sitting on a conference call for work, right? Right? And it's measuring your brain waves and it's like yellow and a little bit of orange, a yellow, a little bit of orange, and then it hits red spot when they talk about pay raises. Right?
Yeah.
Boom. Right?
Yeah.
And
then to run into company financials and it just goes black.
Yeah. so then when they're doing it for you playing Apex, it's like a little dot of yellow, and then it's a lot of orange, and then it's just red all around the outside, just like like all pixelated, like just tons of red, right?
Yeah.
And the red goes down your neck and shit, and down your spine to your sphincter, right? And your sphincter's all red and tight. It's so red that it's actually purple, and it's just holding your sphincter so you don't poop your pants, right?
That went a little more graphic than I planned, but yeah, 100%. Like I'm just thinking of like, playing a game, like I'm just because we just finished like 2.5 hours of Apex or whatever, but when like we're in an intense situation, you're thinking of what are my two other teammates doing? Where's the best spot we should be? Where are the other enemy teams? How many teams there are? Where do we, like, where's the ring coming from? What's the best rotation? I mean, you're thinking of like 10 things at the same time, trying to analyze all that to make your team's best move and put that all together.
Wait a minute. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to move us all together.
I'm doing it all wrong.
I know, like, it would be kind of like, I feel like if we had somebody on our team who was more experienced than myself, that knew like where we should be at any given time, like, oh, this ring's definitely going to end right here, we should rotate this way, we should go this side, whatever, like that would be awesome, because I feel like I would get more kills that way. I could be a lot more active and not pay attention to like the ring, because like I'm so worried about making sure we're all where we need to go that I think that's why I lose so many fights.
Well, I think too, and this is just an observation, I always feel like when me and Steven are playing, and Steven's the one that goes down and we have to move because the thing's coming, and Steven's like the omniscient, the God figure talking to us, right? I always feel like it's really good for me with Steven's coaching, right? Like, you don't have to be involved. Steven's always there over my shoulder, in my ear, saying, Matt, you got to move. Matt, he's over to the left. Smoke and move, Matt. Matt, smoke and move. Don't res. Smoke and move, Matt. Like, I always feel like that is actually beneficial for us. And I think a lot of times when Steven does that for me, we probably extend our life as a team. Really.
And see, like, it's the 100% opposite for me. Is like, I want like total silence. Like, if anybody is down, like, I want total silence so I can hear where like all footsteps are. And not that I've ever got upset, but like I'd start like raising my voice of like telling people like, shh, okay, be quiet, stop. It's like I've never been upset about it, but it's like I have to hear, because like I can hear footsteps, but with everybody talking and saying, oh, they're over here, like I no longer can hear where they're running to.
And I understand that, because usually I'm in a different building than you, and you need to be listening to the footsteps in your building, but Steven's over my ear telling me how to get out of the situation I'm in.
Right.
It's almost like one of those things where you just drop out of the party, which,
yeah. And honestly, I haven't started doing it.
That. Yeah, we should be able to communicate that, and then you just come back in. It's not that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, I think I need to, like, in situations like that, and I have a perfect example, and I don't have to like leave the party, is just straight up mute my mic. Is the nice thing about like the Turtle Beach headsets is it's got the game chat or whatever, the party chat volume knob. I could just simply flick it down and move on with my day, because then I could hear, and I don't have to worry about, and you guys could sit there and talk back and forth.
Correct.
I've talked about that in the past. I never do it. And I think more or less just like I'm just so intense and involved in the game, it goes out of my mind. But like, so.
But that's another one of those processing things where you have the rings coming in. Where do we want to be elevated? How many teams are left? Where are they coming from? What guns do my buddies have? How many healths do they have? Right? I mean, you're always analyzing it, and that's what I think makes you quick, right? It makes you quick-witted. I always think like they always say like about comedians, like people that are good comedians are very quick-witted, right? So someone says something and they're able to react to it with a good, a funny antidote or whatever. So I think with video games, it's very similar. You're not making fun, but at the same time, you're just making very quick split-second decisions, right?
Yeah.
And I think too, like with this, I think has a lot. This was like faster learners, right? So you ever play a single player mode on a video game? How many times does it take you to go through the same level, right? I mean, you go through it once, you hit a roadblock, right? The next time you may hit that same roadblock, it doesn't let you through because you get killed, so you have to go back and you're like, okay, I'm doing this wrong, so I'm going to go over here to the right, I'm going to shoot this guy, this guy, this guy, okay, I cleared it, I'm on to the next level, right? So you're always processing the data and just evolving from there. So yeah.
Yeah, so we're filming this on Wednesday. So the video that I'm about to talk about is actually going to come out. I mean, it's technically after midnight, so it's actually going to come out today. It's going to come out in whatever, like 18 hours or whatever. So it will be out before this podcast, but we're recording before it is out. So we played a ranked game where we won, and we had a really good game. We did very well. So the very end, we have a top-down advantage on a full team. So I was Watson. I'm guessing you were Bangalore, and then Steven was probably Caustic. Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. So I was trying to Watson up the top because there was like a zip line coming up. So this is like everything I'm processing in about 30 seconds is, okay, I got to place down like 3 or 4 fences to block off the zip line. So if they come up, I got to place all these down. So I'm placing fences, and then we start hearing the people below. So I'm like, okay, do not drop, because the circle we can stay on top when it comes down. And it's just final 2 teams. So it's us and this other team. We're not positive of how many they have. So I'm thinking, okay, like if it's 3 versus 3, like we have to all stay on top, fish in a barrel. So we go over to the edge, and I think you drop down first. And I think you may have knocked one, or I can't remember, but you're like, you start yelling like, I'm killing him, because you got knocked like in the circle, or like the circle started coming in.
Oh,
and, you were blocking him with the shield.
The Octane. I was knocking him against the wall. I had him. He was wedged. He couldn't get over me. He couldn't get around me.
Well, he got around you. So you're back there, you're yelling, like having a good old time. So like I see like a Wraith, like their whole team is like below us, but you were blocking him for a couple seconds. Well, he gets around, he drops his jump pad, he launches in the air. So between Steven and I, we kill the Octane. Steven gets knocked in the process. We got the Octane out, so now it's just 1v1. But like you're having a good old time laughing because you were blocking the Octane, trying to kill him, which is awesome. So then Steven's like yelling like where the other person is. Like over here in the corner, it's like, I don't know where the hell that is, because I'm still up top.
Yeah.
You and Steven were both down. So I'm like, well, I've got this advantage. He's not gonna be able to shoot me from up here. So, and I had a select fire prowler. So I'm like, I got this in the bag. Well, Steven's yelling like where he is. I'm like, I can't hear the footsteps anymore. I totally lost where he was. And what finally did it, because like my plan was like, I'm just gonna drop down 180 on him and shoot him while dropping. And I ended up doing that, but worked out perfect. What I think like Steven needs to focus on, what we all need to focus on, is instead of just yelling, oh my God, they're over here, they're over here, they're over here. It's like, hey, I'm gonna give you one ping. That's where they're going to be. I'm going to ping exactly where they are. And that's what he did. He's like, she's right here. And it was one quick ping. I dropped down and won it. So I think
you
that was
you
so
shot her
so much
down, and
better.
remember she
Yes.
was on her knees trying to do the self revive, and we were all yelling at her, and then you were just like, brrr, and you cheddar cheesed her. Oh, that was sweet.
Steven like crawled up like right to her
Yeah,
face. It was like,
yeah.
I'm live streaming your death right now.
Yeah, he's like, I want to see this. Yeah, that was perfect.
I wanted to do a finisher. Like I was hoping she was gonna stop, and I was gonna do a finisher for the end, but that's all right. It worked out.
Yeah, I feel like we've definitely gotten better at the Apex, because I feel like every night we play, we get a win. And if we don't every night, we don't go 2 nights without a win. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and in rank, what I'm liking now is like, and I don't know why we didn't play ranked before, because we are very good about getting top 5. We don't drop hot zones. We don't drop in the middle of the city unless unless our random third is doing that. So we're very smart when it comes to that. It's like we can guarantee ourselves like top 5 almost, 9 times out of 10. So we're going to go positive a lot.
The ranked for sure.
Yeah, so I feel like we should just stick with ranked and we'll be fine. All right, well, you have any other random video game facts?
No, I think those Uber facts, make sure you guys follow Uber facts on Instagram. It's always
not
good.
A sponsor or anything.
Yeah, they're not a sponsor, but it's another guy, making his way in the world today, takes everything you got, even some YouTuber named Go Buckeye. He's put up a lot of videos.
Am I at?
Anyways,
I think I'm at 900. I think I'm at 900 videos. It's a lot of videos.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, I didn't edit really anything, but now, like, every single one has something in it at least. So I do spend time on every single video. Some are quicker than others, but there's been some that I've spent a boatload of time on.
Hey, also, if you guys are just here to see myself, the Matt Dog, or you're here to see Steven's punk ass, make sure you subscribe as well. This is Colin's channel, but we work for him. Well, we don't really work for him.
You're unpaid entertainers.
Yeah, we're not paid, but, we're all good friends, and this is what we do.
Yeah, I mean.
Let's go back. Let's go back to the percentage, the female percentage.
Okay.
If you think about a year ago or whatever, where it was you, me, Steven, and Lauren, right?
Yeah.
That's 4 of us, right? That's only 25%. What's that?
I just got an email from Twitch. It's not gonna focus.
Yeah.
Anyway, it says, nice work. You have leveled up to Twitch affiliate.
I just got my low power notice, even though I've had this plugged in the whole time. Amazing.
Cool. All right. So yes, jumping back to like our original 4.
Yeah, the original 4. I mean, even there, you only had 25% of female gamers, right?
Yeah.
And that stat was like 33%. But I think there's wording in there like game players, right? That's I think that's the key. And
well, I noticed on the side there was a comment that said like they have to be including mobile games, which I would agree they probably have to be.
Yeah, they'd have. I mean. Yeah, the Kardashian games, the Candy Crushes, all that shit.
Is there a Kardashian game?
Oh, hell yeah, man. They're making $1.5 million, probably a quarter off that shit. Man.
Talk about a comeback. Kardashian.
I don't know. The problem is people get sick of it, and it just won't be anything. It's like Paris Hilton, right? Paris Hilton had a little homemade porno video, and she blew up, right?
What is she doing nowadays?
I don't know his name, but I'm gonna guess Steve, Bob, Brian, Mark.
Okay. So in other words, she is doing nothing, is what you're saying, and she's just living off of her dad's money. Although I'm sure she earned her own fair share of money.
Yeah, I bet she works real hard. I bet she knows every aspect of running a hotel. You know, I bet she's trained in every job, including the housekeeping, including the front desk, right? Concierge, right? She's probably good at concierge, right?
How much of that do you think, like, so her, like, do you think it's just like an act? Do you think she's actually like really intelligent and it's all just a stage? Because, like, remember that show she did, The Simple Life?
Yeah.
So it was.
Oh,
the chick she was with.
It's part of an act. For sure, it's part of an act, right? It's just like
that other girl, Nicole Richie, right?
Yeah, it's an act. It's part of an act. It's just like the Heidi chick from the Hills, right? Like how ditzy and dumb she is. Go follow her and that Spencer guy that everyone thought was an asshole, right? Go follow them on Instagram and stuff and see how they are in real life. They're not that dumb. They're not. He's not that big of an asshole, right?
Right.
You know, like
it's all TV.
Yeah, it's TV. It's just like you know, you think about some of these bigger YouTubers and stuff. Is their life really that fancy? No, it's never that fancy. Mm-hmm. It's fancy editing. It's all fancy editing. Look at these guys that live these. They make these YouTube channels about living the camper life, and they get these awesome views or whatever. No, these motherfuckers are like showering in dirt puddles and just waking up at the butt crack of dawn, sleeping in Walmart parking lots to give you good content, and then the whole day is spent thinking about how I'm going to give you good content, how I'm going to record it, how it's going to look. Then I'm going to spend the whole next day editing it, right? It's so I can upload a video today, and they can mail me a check to my P.O. box or just direct deposit it, so I can go off living this terrible life, right? Or yeah, I mean, it's so bogus. It's just like in my business, right? There's a YouTuber that sensationalizes this airsoft sniper, right? And this guy, he makes it look like this product that he is selling will make you the best airsoft player ever. Well, he probably has 30 hours of playing airsoft edited down into a 15-minute video.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
15 of these guns where he makes a ton of money, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it's fancy editing, and it's to monetize the channel. Not that Colin's doing that. This is us just being guys drinking beer, playing video games, and giving our opinion.
I can't remember who. So somebody mentioned it on like some Twitch stream one time that had watched like some of my YouTube videos and stuff. And I was like, man, like I wish I was this good. They're like, what are you talking about? Like I saw a video of you. It was just like totally obliterating people on like one of your videos. I'm like, first of all, like every kill I get ends up in a video pretty much. Like
yeah.
It was like we played for a couple hours. I had maybe 4 kills tonight.
Yeah.
Like there's I watched a stream today of one guy who I talked with, and he was in my stream for a good chunk of the night. I watched one game of his today during lunch, and he had 19 kills.
Yeah. You put together a 10-minute video, and you have 9 kills. 3 of them come from one game. 6 of them come, or let's say 3 of them come from one game. 2 of them come from another game.
Yep.
2 of them come from another game, and the 9th one comes from another game. But what you're doing is you're recording cool kills. You're editing them together, and that's the video.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I admittedly, like, I don't put all because I have like I don't know, several thousand kills, combined. But so I don't have every kill, but the majority end up. We'll say that much.
Colin, I think this is a good point. If we're getting near the end of the video,
Yep.
you need to include the screenshot where I did have the 5 kills and I had the championship squad when I wasn't playing with you. I was the man. I was the kill leader that game. They was all hunting.
Yeah. So,
Me.
do you feel like when you go solo, because you'll be going in with like skill base, so it'll go in like, I think the skill base works on like your shooting percentage and like the damage you do. I don't think it goes off of kills or a rank or whatever. So if you just fire up like a solo match, you'll get matched up with people who shoot the same and do about the same amount of damage on average. Do you feel like it's so much easier when you play?
When you are not playing, when Steven's, it's the same with Call of Duty. When I go into Call of Duty and play by myself, I always do well. Like when I get into my domination matches, I almost feel like I always win without you guys. But definitely with Apex, my experience with Apex, when I get on there before you guys get on, if I play like 2 or 3 matches, my results are always a lot better. I get a lot of damage. I may get a couple kills, and again, I may get the victories. But definitely, the skill-based matchmaking, that's the reason for sure.
Yeah. And see, like, what's interesting is like I haven't, like, in season 3 was by far, like, statistically my best season. The most kills, the most wins, the most, like, average, like my highest KD was like a 1.4 or something like that. Since season 3, I have not been able to get back to a positive KD. So I'm still not at a positive KD, but like my damage is slowly going up. So I'm doing more damage. I'm just not getting the kills.
Well, what's crazy too, though, is my experience, right? Playing more. Season 5, I think I have 6 wins in season 5 already. Not that it's going to last much longer, but lifetime I have 15 wins. That means I have 6 wins out of my 15.
Yeah.
Were this season. That means I only had 9 wins the previous 4 seasons. So that goes to show you either we're getting better together, and I think that's another reason I always feel like tonight you were almost hitting it like me being caustic and then having Steven play someone else. But I feel like when we play together, if we're a little more familiar with the characters, like if Steven feels more comfortable with caustic, and I'm more of the guy that's, hey, I'll play whoever you want me to play, what you think the best resource is, which I felt like before it was always Bangalore with the smoke screen to exit out of there, right?
Yeah.
To try to do that, but whatever. It's a video game. We're here to have fun and enjoy it and relieve stress, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I thought maybe like a lifeline may work for you, or maybe going back to Gibraltar, just to give us that extra dome.
Yeah, but I feel like I felt like you said with the Gibraltar, he's more of a offensive and a push kind of guy now.
Kind of, yeah.
For whatever, which isn't, that's not really my style or our style. I just feel like some games, like Saturday when the 3 of us were playing, like we had landed and we were all 3 kitted up, right? And at that point, we should have just said, fuck it, and just ran to a fight, right?
Yeah.
And if we saw someone, maybe we should have just waited for them to get third or like
this third party everything,
with someone, and then just third partied them, right? When people started getting knocked and shields were already, but those are like the real time decisions we have to make.
Yeah.
While we're doing it, that it's a little more strategic and trying to like keep the mic chatter to the strategic things so we can get a win, and then once we're loading screen, be yelling shit like, "Did you see me, motherfucker? I was pushing that bitch." Right?
Well, that was our win tonight for sure. Was that third party at the end? You know, we were at that house off by runoff, like way in the back corner.
Yeah.
And we were fine. We had like pushed them off. The other two teams started fighting. It's like I could see people getting downed, and then I knocked one. I'm like, oh, we got to go now because they're shooting at each other, and I just knocked one. So it's like it's time to go. So it paid off. So win's a win.
Yep.
All right. Well, we can wrap up. So I'm still recording. Yeah,
hey,
Peace. I thought I stopped recording for some reason.
Hey, I just want to say thanks, folks, for watching. If you're new or you know you like these videos, make sure you smash that like button. You know, give the old thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the bell. Right? Who wants to miss a stupid minute of these videos? Right? And you know, most likely I'll be here until the coronavirus gets me or something.
I had a regular comment on one of my, so I didn't know that was like a legit thing, like the whole bell thing. Somebody commented on one of my videos today, literally saying like, I never get alerts anymore, and I don't see you pop up on my my subscription feed. So I have to like manually search your name all the time. So it's like, huh, I guess that is a thing.
Yeah, you're every time you upload, I get an email. I get an email every time you upload. I think that's probably because I hit the bell. Probably. Oh, and also every time I click on one of your videos, whether it's from my phone, my work computer, right? I always like to watch those ads for 40 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Watching don't hit that skip.
You know what it does? It allows me time to get my ears adjusted, get my eyes adjusted, right? Those ads are important. You got to watch them. Thank you for watching.
They are there for a reason. So
yeah, they are there for a reason. They're called pre-test, right? Pre-test. That means adjust your ears so you can hear, or adjust the volume. Adjust the volume. Yeah, right here, adjust the volume. Or, you know, you like if there's something in your contact or maybe on your screen here just adjust all that. That's what those ads are there for, to make sure that you're getting the best quality YouTube video that Colin can deliver.
I will do my best.
Well, all right, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. You guys have a great night. Hopefully we'll see you on the Xbox Lives.
Bye. Have a great time.